Hey, how's it going? Dave 2D here. A video was recently put out by a channel called Andro News that showcased the upcoming Pixel 3 Lite, or whatever they're calling the inexpensive, cheaper Pixel 3 that's launching in the spring. And this is a device that's obviously focused on price. It's a device that has a plastic back and a plastic chassis, and compared to the original Pixel 3 or Pixel 3 XL, these devices have glass backs and metal chassis. They look nice, they're more premium to hold, but they're more expensive. A plastic phone is cheaper and they can still be awesome. They're durable, the backs don't shatter, they're lighter, they're less slippery. Now, in order to get this phone to be as cheap as possible, Google's going to be doing a couple other things to the Pixel 3 Lite. It's supposedly running a cheaper mid-tier SoC from Qualcomm. So the Snapdragon 670 is going to run with 4 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of storage, and there's no way to spin it. A Snapdragon 670 is going to be a slower chip than a Snapdragon 845. It's going to have slower processing, slower LTE speeds, but it's still a fast and efficient 10 nanometer chip. I think for most people, unless you're going hard to the core on your phone and playing mobile games frequently, you probably won't notice too much of a difference between the Snapdragon 845 and the 670 in the Pixel 3 Lite. Now, the display panels on the Pixel 3 and the Pixel 3 XL are OLED panels, and these are some of the best looking screens that Google has ever put on any one of their devices. The Pixel 3 Lite is supposed to be running an LCD panel, and there's nothing inherently wrong with LCDs. We've seen some really nice looking LCDs out there, but they tend not to be as nice as an OLED panel. There's also a difference in the audio setup, so the original Pixel 3, Pixel 3 XL both have stereo speakers, front-facing ones that sound pretty good. The cheaper Pixel 3 Lite doesn't have stereo speakers, it has a mono speaker on the bottom, but it has a headphone jack, which is crazy. This is a feature that was removed from the Pixel phones last year, and to see it come back in the cheaper version of the Pixel it's weird, but it's also nice. I feel like they recognize the value of that port to a lot of people around the world, so I like that it's there. I don't know if it's going to come back into future versions of Pixel phones, but I'm glad that it's making it into the cheaper version. I feel like the people that are going to purchase that are going to appreciate that jack. Cameras. There seems to be only one front-facing camera on the Pixel 3 Lite, so you're probably going to lose the wide-angle focal length, and you're probably going to lose portrait mode for selfies. But the rear camera is supposedly very similar, if not the same, to the original Pixel 3 and Pixel 3 XL cameras, and those were excellent cameras. Some of the sample photos on that video look legit, and it is a Pixel device. It's going to be using Google's camera algorithm. There's a very good chance that it's going to be shooting some really nice photos. So we have a device that has a great camera, headphone jack, good software. It's got a lot going on for it, but the price point is where this thing leans very heavily on. If Google was very aggressive with the pricing and they price it at $400 or $450, this one will fly off the shelves. Everyone will love it, but I don't think they're going to sell it for that. It's going to be $550, maybe even a little bit more. See, they have to compete with companies like OnePlus. It's going to be so hard for this phone to be picked up en masse if it's not priced really well. And because it's Google, I don't think it will. So what do you guys think? If this thing was priced at, let's say, $550, 4 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of storage, and it was $550 for everything that was discussed in this video, would you buy it? At what point does it become too expensive for you? I'm super curious to see what that price point is, because it sounds great on paper, but because it's Google and because they don't price stuff super aggressively, I'm so curious to see how this will pan out for them. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it. See you guys next time.